My beloved child, come closer, and listen carefully, because tonight, while the world sleeps, something extraordinary is happening. Somewhere, right now, or tonight when darkness falls, your soulmate is going to dream of you. Not a stranger's face, blurred and forgotten by morning, but you, your presence, your energy, reaching them in the one place where the soul speaks freely, without the interference of logic or fear. I know this may sound impossible to believe, my beloved child, but stay with me, because what I am about to share with you today is proof, quiet, undeniable proof, that this connection is already alive, even in the space between waking and sleep. During the day, my beloved child, our minds are busy, filled with schedules, responsibilities, doubts, and distractions. But at night, when the body finally rests, something remarkable happens. The conscious mind quiets. And the soul, finally free of its daytime noise, begins to speak in its truest language, symbols, feelings, faces, and connections that defy ordinary logic. This is why so many people report their most vivid, most emotionally significant experiences of a soulmate connection, happening not while awake, but while dreaming. Because dreams are not random static, my beloved child, they are messages. And tonight, your soulmate's soul may be reaching for yours, in exactly this sacred space. Not every dream, my beloved child, carries this kind of meaning. Ordinary dreams are often chaotic, fragmented, quickly forgotten within minutes of waking. But a soulmate dream feels different. It carries an emotional weight that lingers long after waking, a face you don't recognize, yet somehow feel you already know deeply. A conversation that felt more real than most conversations you have while awake. If your soulmate has had a dream like this recently, my beloved child, a dream involving a stranger who felt strangely familiar, a dream that left them feeling oddly emotional upon waking, that dream may not have been imagination at all. It may have been you. You may wonder, my beloved child, how it is even possible for your energy to reach someone you haven't met yet. Consider this. Throughout the day, your thoughts, your hopes, your quiet longings for connection do not simply vanish into nothing. They carry a kind of energetic signature, and at night, when both minds are quiet and unguarded, this energy is far more able to travel, to connect, to be received by the person your soul is already tied to. This is why so many people describe dreaming of someone right before an important life event involving that very person. A job interview with a future colleague, a chance meeting with an old friend, or yes, my beloved child, a soulmate they hadn't yet met. Your soul does not wait for physical introduction, it reaches out, quietly, the moment it senses readiness. Here is something remarkable, my beloved child, that so many soulmates discover only after they've finally met. They compare notes about dreams they had, months or even years before meeting, and find eerie, specific overlaps. Both remember dreaming of a particular color, a specific location neither had visited yet, a strange yet oddly comforting object that later turns out to hold real significance in their shared life. This overlap, my beloved child, is not coincidence, it is proof that even before physical meeting, two souls were already exchanging fragments of their future together, through the shared language of dreams. If you've had a strange, specific, recurring dream lately, pay close attention to its details, you may be holding a piece of proof you don't yet fully understand. How can you tell, my beloved child, if your soulmate has recently dreamed of you? There are often subtle signs, even before you've met them in person. You may notice an unusual sense of being watched or thought of, even in ordinary, unremarkable moments. You may wake up suddenly, in the early hours of the morning, with no clear reason, feeling an inexplicable warmth or emotional fullness in your chest. You may find yourself thinking of a stranger's face, vividly, though you cannot place where you've seen them before. These moments, my beloved child, are often echoes, the lingering resonance of a dream connection happening somewhere just beyond your conscious awareness. Some spiritual traditions describe something even more extraordinary, my beloved child, than simply dreaming about someone. They describe what is sometimes called shared dreaming, moments where two connected souls actually meet, briefly, within the dream space itself. Neither person may fully remember the encounter upon waking, but both may carry a strange, lingering feeling of having experienced something significant during sleep. A sense of comfort, of having been truly seen, even without clear memory of the details. If you've ever woken up feeling unexplainably peaceful, as though you'd spent the night somewhere safe and deeply understood, you may have experienced exactly this kind of connection, my beloved child, without ever consciously recognizing it for what it was. You might wonder, my beloved child, why more people don't consciously remember dreams as significant as these. The truth is, most dreams, regardless of their spiritual importance, fade quickly from memory within minutes of waking, unless deliberately captured through journaling or reflection. This doesn't mean the dream, or the connection it represents, wasn't real. It simply means our conscious minds are not always skilled at retaining these deeper, subtler experiences. If you want to become more aware of these soulmate dream connections, my beloved child, consider keeping a small journal by your bed, even jotting down fragments, feelings, or fleeting images immediately upon waking can help preserve details that would otherwise be lost by morning. Even when specific details of a dream fade, my beloved child, something often remains, what many describe as an emotional aftertaste. A lingering warmth throughout the following day. An unexplainable sense of hope or anticipation, a subtle feeling that something important happened, even without clear memory of what. This aftertaste, my beloved child, is often more reliable than the dream-specific imagery, because emotions, unlike detailed memories, tend to leave deeper, longer-lasting impressions on both mind and body. If you've woken up recently carrying this kind of unexplainable emotional residue, pay attention. It may be the quiet proof you've been looking for. If you wish to become more open to this dream connection, my beloved child, there are gentle practices that may help. Before falling asleep, take a few slow, deep breaths, allowing your mind and body to fully relax. Silently set an intention, something simple like, I am open to connecting with my soulmate tonight, in whatever way serves our highest good. Avoid forcing or straining toward a specific outcome. Simply extend the invitation, gently, and allow whatever unfolds to unfold naturally. Over time, my beloved child, this practice may help you become more consciously aware of the subtle, dream-based connection already quietly happening between you and your soulmate. Some of you watching this, my beloved child, may have already met the person these words are describing. If so, consider asking them, gently, whether they recall any unusual dreams before you met. A face they couldn't place, a feeling of familiarity they couldn't explain, a recurring dream that seemed, at the time, to mean nothing at all. You may be surprised, my beloved child, at what they remember. Once prompted, many people carry these fragments quietly, without ever connecting them to anything significant, until someone else helps illuminate their true meaning. This conversation alone, my beloved child, can become a beautiful, intimate moment of shared discovery within your relationship. Sometimes, my beloved child, these dreams do not simply confirm an existing connection, they actively prepare you for the moment of meeting itself. You may dream, in the weeks or months before meeting your soulmate, of feelings you'll later recognize instantly the first time you're truly with them, a specific sense of safety, a particular kind of laughter, an emotional depth that feels instantly familiar the moment you experience it while awake. These preparatory dreams, my beloved child, are quiet training grounds for your heart, gently acclimating you to a depth of connection you haven't yet consciously experienced, so that when it finally arrives in waking life, some part of you already recognizes exactly what you're feeling. Tonight, my beloved child, before you fall asleep, I want you to try something simple. As you lie down, take a few slow, deep breaths. Silently, in your heart, say these words. I welcome connection with my soulmate tonight, in whatever way is meant for us. I release my need to control or force this experience, and I simply remain open. Allow yourself to drift off naturally, without pressure or expectation. And in the morning, my beloved child, take a moment before checking your phone, before starting your day, simply notice how you feel, what lingers, what emotional residue remains. I know, my beloved child, that some of you watching this may still feel skeptical, wondering whether any of this is truly real, or simply a comforting story we tell ourselves. I want to honor that skepticism, rather than dismiss it. Healthy questioning is part of any genuine spiritual journey. But consider this. Even if you cannot yet fully explain the mechanics of how dream connection works, the emotional comfort, hope, and openness this practice invites into your life carries real value on its own. Whether or not you fully believe in soulmate dream connections, my beloved child, choosing to remain open, hopeful, and attentive to your own inner world is never wasted effort. It deepens your relationship with yourself, regardless of what it eventually reveals about your relationship with another. Here is something beautiful, my beloved child, worth considering. If your soulmate has indeed been dreaming of you, even in fragments, even without full conscious understanding, this reveals something profound about the depth of their heart's readiness for connection. Dreams, unlike our carefully curated daytime thoughts, cannot be faked or performed. They emerge from the most honest, unguarded parts of who we are. If your soulmate's soul has been quietly reaching for yours, even in sleep, it means their heart, beneath whatever daytime doubts or distractions they carry, is genuinely, authentically open to this connection. This is proof, my beloved child, not of certainty in every detail, but of genuine, soul-deep readiness already quietly present within them. Not every night, my beloved child, carries equal significance in this dream connection. Many people report especially vivid, meaningful dreams during particular times, nights following important personal decisions, nights during significant emotional transitions, or nights surrounding meaningful dates or anniversaries, even ones they aren't consciously aware of yet. If you sense that tonight feels different somehow, my beloved child, even without a clear reason why, trust that feeling. You may be standing at the edge of one of these more significant, dream-connected nights. There is a particular kind of morning, my beloved child, that feels different from all the others. You wake up, and before your conscious mind fully engages with the day ahead, there is a moment, brief, fleeting, where you simply feel different, lighter, more hopeful, quietly at peace. This is often the immediate aftermath of a significant dream connection, my beloved child, even if the specific images have already begun to fade. Learn to recognize these mornings. They are gentle confirmations, quietly reminding you that even while you rested, your story continued moving forward. As your waking life connection with your soulmate grows, my beloved child, so too does this dream-based connection. Many couples, long after meeting, continue to report shared or overlapping dreams. Dreaming of the same specific event on the same night, dreaming of a shared future moment before ever discussing it consciously, or simply waking with a mutual sense of having connected somewhere beyond ordinary waking life. This ongoing dream connection, my beloved child, does not end once you've met, it deepens, becoming yet another quiet thread woven throughout the entirety of your shared story, long after your first meeting. As we near the true close of this message, my beloved child, I want to leave you with a gentle reminder. Not everything meaningful in life can be fully explained, measured, or proven in the way our logical minds often demand. Dreams, soul connections, the quiet language of the unseen, these things ask us, instead, to hold a little mystery, a little wonder, alongside our understanding. Allow yourself this mystery tonight, my beloved child. Allow yourself to simply wonder, without needing complete certainty, whether somewhere, right now, your soulmate's heart is already dreaming of you. Some of the most significant dream connections, my beloved child, are also, ironically, the ones we remember least clearly. You may wake with only a fragment, a color, a feeling, a single word spoken by someone whose face you can't quite recall, and dismiss it entirely as meaningless static from an ordinary night's sleep. But sometimes, my beloved child, these fragments are not incomplete because they were unimportant, they are fragments because the depth of what occurred was simply too vast for your waking mind to fully translate into memory. Don't measure the significance of a dream connection only by how clearly you remember it. Sometimes, the most powerful nights leave behind only the faintest traces, precisely because they touched something too deep for ordinary recall. If you've experienced a recurring dream, my beloved child, the same setting, the same unfamiliar yet familiar face, the same emotional tone returning again and again over weeks, months, or even years, pay close attention. Recurring dreams often signal something the soul is trying persistently to communicate, something significant enough that it refuses to fade after just one occurrence. This could be your soulmate's soul, consistently reaching toward yours, patiently waiting for you to notice, to remember, to finally connect the pattern. Consider keeping track of these recurring elements, my beloved child. Over time, patterns often reveal meanings that a single, isolated dream simply cannot show on its own. Just as trust matters in waking relationships, my beloved child, it also plays a quiet role in this deeper, dream-based connection. The more you trust that meaningful connection is possible, even in the realm of sleep, the more open and receptive your own subconscious mind becomes to registering, and later recalling, these subtle experiences. Skepticism and dismissal, by contrast, often act like a closed door, my beloved child, not necessarily preventing connection from happening, but making it far less likely that you'll consciously notice or remember it upon waking. Choose trust, gently, without forcing yourself into blind belief. Simply remain willing to consider that more may be happening within your sleep than your logical mind initially assumes. Before we near the true close, my beloved child, I want to offer you a blessing to carry with you tonight. May your dreams tonight be gentle, and may whatever connection is meant to reach you find you open, receptive, and unafraid. May you wake tomorrow carrying whatever quiet proof your soul needs, whether it's a vivid memory, a lingering feeling, or simply a renewed sense of hope you can't fully explain. And may you trust, my beloved child, that even in the stillness of sleep, your story with your soulmate continues quietly, faithfully, unfolding exactly as it's meant to. There is a particular kind of silence, my beloved child, that exists in the deepest part of sleep, a silence where words no longer matter, where two souls, if truly connected, can simply exist together, without explanation, without performance, without the usual noise of daily life. This silence is not empty, my beloved child, it is full. Full of understanding too deep for language, full of recognition that doesn't require proof, full of a connection that words could only ever attempt to describe. If you've ever woken feeling as though you'd spent the night in the quiet company of someone who understood you completely, without a single word exchanged, you may have touched this very silence, the space where soulmates meet long before their waking lives ever intertwine. As this message comes to its true end, my beloved child, I want you to carry one final thought with you, long after you've finished watching. Whether or not you remember tonight's dreams clearly, whether or not you wake with vivid proof or simply a quiet, unexplainable peace, trust that something real continues moving, quietly, beneath the surface of your waking awareness. Your soulmate's heart, my beloved child, is not far from yours. Not in distance, not in time, and certainly not in the sacred space where two souls, even before meeting, learn to recognize one another. Sleep well tonight, my beloved child, and trust whatever gentle proof the morning brings. There is a subtle distinction, my beloved child, that many people overlook when it comes to this kind of longing. Missing someone implies a loss, an absence of something once held, now gone. But what you may be feeling, my beloved child, when you sense this pull towards someone you haven't consciously met yet, is not missing, it is remembering. Your soul, in its own timeless way, may already carry the memory of this connection, gathered through dreams, through past encounters beyond this lifetime, through moments too subtle for the waking mind to fully register. So if you find yourself aching for someone whose face you cannot picture clearly, consider that you are not longing for someone new, you may simply be remembering someone your soul has always known. Every soul, my beloved child, moves through its own timeline of growth, healing, and readiness. For much of your life, your timeline and your soulmate's timeline may have moved along separate paths, shaped by different experiences, different lessons, different seasons of becoming. But there comes a point, my beloved child, where these two timelines begin, quietly, to align, where the healing you've been doing, and the healing they've been doing, finally reach a similar depth, a similar readiness. Dreams often intensify around this exact point of alignment. This is why so many people notice a sudden increase in vivid, emotionally significant dreams right before meeting their soulmate. It is not coincidence, but confirmation, that your two timelines have finally drawn close enough to touch. As we near the true close of this message, my beloved child, I invite you to sit for just a moment longer in quiet reflection. Think back over the past several weeks or months. Has there been a dream, a feeling upon waking, a sense of unexplainable connection that you dismissed too quickly as random? Give it, now, the attention it may have always deserved. Because somewhere, my beloved child, in the quiet architecture of sleep, your story with your soulmate may already be further along than your waking mind has allowed you to realize. Trust it, honor it, and carry this awareness gently with you, into tonight, and into all the nights still to come. Something curious happens, my beloved child, once you begin paying closer attention to your dreams, rather than dismissing them as background noise. The mind, when honored, tends to reward that attention with greater clarity. Small fragments that once faded instantly begin, gradually, to linger a little longer. Vague feelings begin to sharpen into recognizable patterns. This is not your imagination growing more active, my beloved child, it is your awareness expanding to finally notice what has likely been present all along, simply unacknowledged. Give yourself permission, starting tonight, to take your dream seriously. You may be surprised at how quickly the fog begins to clear, once you stop dismissing the whispers your soul has been offering you all along. There is a particular kind of quiet courage, my beloved child, in choosing to believe in a connection you cannot yet fully see, touch, or prove. It would be easier, in some ways, to wait for undeniable, concrete evidence before allowing yourself to hope, but love, real love, so rarely announces itself with that kind of certainty in advance. By choosing, tonight, to remain open to the possibility that your soulmate's soul is reaching for yours, even in sleep, even without full proof, you are practicing a kind of faith that will serve you well throughout every stage of this journey. This is the quiet gift hidden within tonight's message, my beloved child, not certainty, but the invitation to believe a little more deeply, a little more gently, before the full picture has even revealed itself. Rest well tonight, my beloved child, your story continues, even in the quiet hours you won't fully remember by morning. As we come to the end of this message, my beloved child, I want you to carry this truth gently into tonight. Somewhere, your soulmate's soul may already be reaching for yours, in the quiet space between waking and sleep. You may not remember every detail by morning. You may only carry a lingering warmth, an unexplainable sense of peace, a quiet feeling that something meaningful happened while you rested. Trust this, my beloved child, dreams are not empty imagination, they are one of the soul's truest languages, and tonight, that language may be speaking directly to you. If this message touched your heart, like this video, comment if you've ever had a dream that felt too real to be imagination, and subscribe to Hidden Blessing Message for daily spiritual guidance, soulmate signs, and divine messages sent straight to your soul. Tell me, my beloved child, have you ever woken up from a dream, carrying a feeling you couldn't quite explain, as though something important had just happened? I read every comment, and I would love to hear your story. Until next time. Rest gently tonight, my beloved child, and stay open to whatever your soul receives while you sleep.